Life of a truck driver in California. Less than 200 years ago, a horse-drawn wagon of freight took 6 months or more to travel from coast to coast. Today, that same trip can be made in as little as 3 to 6 days by a big truck hauling as much freight as 30 of those horse-drawn wagons. As our ability to move freight has increased, so has the demand. Today, virtually everything you see, everything you touch, everything you use was at some point moved by truck. It's no surprise then that many truck drivers are fond of the saying, "If you bought it, a truck brought it." No one knows the truth of that statement better than the dedicated men and women out there right now, driving a truck. What it's like to be a truck driver in California. Now that we see how important truck drivers are in our day-to-day lives, what's life like for a California truck driver? What does it take to become one? It's a tough job, and it's not for everyone, so let's start by looking at the pros and cons of becoming a truck driver. Pros of being a truck driver. Shift flexibility. Truck driving offers a lot of room for you to decide when you start and stop your workday. The only limitation is making sure you pick up and drop off your loads on time. Lower education requirements. Drivers can begin their careers with a high school diploma or equivalent. High entry-level pay. The entry-level pay for truck drivers is equivalent to other professions that require higher education. Drivers can make more than $40,000 a year as a company driver and more than $100,000 a year if they lease or own their truck. Company support. Companies like Cloud Trucks work hard to support drivers by offering assistance with load scheduling, freight fees, and DOT authority. You're not out there alone with companies like Cloud Trucks backing you up. Driving limits. Truck drivers typically work up to 70 hours within an 8-day period. Most aren't allowed to drive more than this. After 70 hours in a truck driver's workweek, drivers must take a mandatory 34 hours off. Cons of being a truck driver. Time away from home and family. OTR truck drivers may spend 3 weeks or more away from home. Because of the high demand for truck drivers, home time is often limited to anywhere from 2 days to 4 days before you have to leave again. Cost of CDL. It's not enough to visit your local DMV to get your CDL. Most truck driving schools charge $3,000 to $5,000. Some companies offer free CDL training in exchange for lengthy contracts at reduced pay that require you to drive for them for a year or more. Loneliness. Most truck drivers run solo, so it can be a long time to be away from family and friends. A different way of life. When driving, you live in a truck that is rarely larger than an 8-foot by 8-foot space. Compared to other jobs, driving can involve long hours, and you don't always get to pick where you go for picking up and dropping off loads. Is a truck driver lifestyle right for me? There are certainly a lot of benefits to becoming a truck driver, but like any decision, it's important to look at the pros and cons before starting a new career. There are a lot of variables between jobs in the trucking industry depending on where you're located, whether you drive a dedicated route or not, and whether you are a solo or team driver. It's important to look holistically at a truck driver lifestyle, figure out how often you will be away from home. For example, an OTR driver is home less frequently than a local driver. If your schedule would be the same every week, and what company benefits would go along with the job. Most trucking companies offer benefits like quality home time, paid time off, retirement plans, and holiday pay. Being a driver can be a great way to make a good, stable living, provide for your family, get out from behind a desk, and travel the country. What is it like for the spouse or partner of a driver? The life of a truck driver can be difficult for spouses and partners of drivers, especially of a long-haul trucker or team drivers who are away for much longer periods of time. However, long-time drivers can make a good enough living to support their families and sometimes spouses if they want to stay home with the kids. Some drivers are also able to be fully present with their family and friends when they're home because they are gone frequently for work. Now is the time to take action and see if you qualify by calling 1-844-206-9176 and speak to one of our experts. Alternatively, apply online now. https://app.ctdnow.com/apply